Okay, so just real quick, this is the stick vacuum I purchased. It has your power, if you're holding the unit like this, vacuuming, the power button is here. Speed increase, decrease is there. You have a readout here of your battery percentage and all the other info. The battery drops down on the back of the handle. It's easy to release. You just push any red button that you see is for releasing some part of the vacuum cleaner or adjusting it. There is a little flip switch to dump your debris out. There's a filter here. You just twist this off. This part's washable, but make sure you dry it before you put it back on. The other filter is in this part of the unit, and I can't take it apart with one hand while doing the review. I apologize. Yes, they did send an extra filter. The height is adjustable using this middle section on the pole. This is all super easy to put together. Once you look at the parts in the box, it's pretty much self-explanatory. I do not like the fact that this is held together here and down here by one flimsy little screw. So you have to be really careful with this. You can't be rough with it like you can a corded vacuum. You know how we women usually kind of are rough with them and sling them around. But you'll have to keep an eye on the screws with usage to make sure they're not coming out, because that happened to me with my last stick vacuum, and the wiring came out when the screw came loose because the pole, I made the pole fall apart, and you know, all the wiring has to run from the motor down to get the brush to turn. So yeah, I had only had that vacuum probably 4 months before it fell apart. Hopefully this one will last much longer. This one, I can't tell. I guess that's just a scratch. It looked like part of it was cracked from them putting the screw in already. I'll have to look at that closer, see if that's a design flaw or exactly what that is. Bristle brush head, not vinyl or not silicone, which is good. I did have, or do have, a stick vacuum that actually has a silicone brush, which is stupid because it only works like on vinyl or wood flooring. You can't use it on a carpet because it just drags the debris. This works really well. It's actually bristles. I did a trial run over my carpet. The suction on low seemed to work really well just for low. So there you have it, just a quick review. I think I paid around $120 for this with the coupon that came up on it. So hopefully it'll last. We'll see.
Hello, just giving a review on the vacuum I got in December. I really enjoy this vacuum. Check out how much it flexes the head. You got a telescoping pole for reach or height. Goes to several different spots. But what I really like is removing this. You can even remove this. And these attachments are wonderful, especially this one. You can either use it with the telescoping pole to get like blinds, top of doors, top of windows, etc. But this feature is fantastic. 2-in-1. You can either, if you're not worried about your surface scratching, you can use that one. If you're worried about scratches, use the soft bristle, so top of baseboards, etc. But really good for a spot vac clean. The battery life is much better on low than on high, of course. It's going to really suck your battery power down when you have it on the max. And what I realized is you don't need it on the max except for a real troublesome spot. So just put it on the low, most you can. Adjust it when you need to, but try primarily to keep it on low and you'll get longer battery life. I can do probably the majority of my main floor with one battery charge if I do it on low. If I bump it up, it's going to not do my whole floor, and I might consider getting another battery. But really fantastic vacuum. So glad I bought it.
here's how powerful this one is. Here's the cheap one. That's the difference between cheap and not cheap. That's a glitter from the gift wrapping.